just pile it up right here in front of me. Thank you very much. Whole Wide World Radio Show. Don James with you here on a Sunday afternoon. It's Queen. I want it all, and I want it now, if you don't mind. Kind of a little play on the Father's Day thing. I have everything I want as a dad. My children are close. They love their dad even when they look at him with that eye, you know. You know the eye. If you've got kids, you know the eye that I'm talking about. All right? As far as things go, I'm a pretty happy guy. You know, I don't have much in the way of things. The things that I have, I like and I want and I appreciate. And you may have noticed something about the things that we talk about here too. We always talk about having a pretty strict no junk policy on the show, and that's there for a reason. If I'm going to tell you about some of the things that we find as far as gear goes, I'm not going to turn you on to junk. You know, it's not going to be crap. That's why we have promotional partners and sponsors like, you know, KitchenAid. Buck Knives has been with us forever. Leatherman. You know, I could give you a whole laundry list here. I'm not going to do that. One of the things that you may notice about most of the stuff that we talk about, Catula snowshoes, you know, not only made in Arizona, but made right there in Flagstaff where we produce the show. One of the things that you'll notice is most of the things have a made in the USA stamp on them. That's something that we're pretty passionate about around here. I like the idea of people getting up in the morning and saying, hey, I've got a job to go to. You know, I get to go to work today. Not I have to go to work. I get to go to work today. So with that in mind, I want to tell you about a company that I just got turned on to. I have seen their product before. I have not used their product before, and I'm looking forward to it. But I wanted to give them what you by now have come to know on this show as a shameless plug because of the nature of their business, the nature of their product, what they do, and where they do it. The name of this company is Worksman Cycles. They make bicycles. Yeah, and they make them right here in the U.S. too. There's not a whole lot of people doing that anymore. You know, companies like Schwinn and Murray and you know, those names that you remember from your youth, they're gone. They're not made here anymore. These guys are still making bicycles here. They make not only bicycles, but have you ever seen, you know, footage of like a huge factory and the people riding around on tricycles to get from one end to the other, or, you know, little bicycles with baskets or whatever? Worksman makes a lot of those bicycles that you see. They make an industrial kind of bicycle. Now, one of the things that I lost through cancer was my ability really to effectively enjoy my mountain bike. Had a nice Gary Fisher Big Sur. What a blast, man. I could get into stories about doing Keystone Mountain in Colorado. But because of the ergonomics of a mountain bike and the way that you lean into it, because I'm missing that whole muscle on my neck all the way out to my shoulder, I can't lean over like that anymore. It's not comfortable. And one of the things that I really miss is riding a bike. So I'm looking around, and I was talking to a friend of mine and said I'd seen this kind of odd-looking bike that was stretched out in the back. And he goes, oh, yeah, that's a Worksman. You should check out their site. So I went to their site, and I got to tell you, I'm kind of a beach cruiser kind of guy. You know, I'm not a little guy, and I want to sit upright because of the ergonomics that we talked about and the you know, the problem with my shoulder and my neck. But I was fully prepared to look at something a little more industrial if it was going to be, you know, sitting up straight and giving me a more comfortable ride. I got to their site. These guys make way more than just the industrial kind of bicycle. You got to look at all the custom cruisers that they make. You can customize your own, actually. You find a style of frame, and they're going to give you a bunch of options that you can go to. I mean, from color to the seat post. It's really very cool. And when you look at what most American bicycles cost, they're right in line with everything else. Now, let me tell you something else that they do that I think is very, very special. You know how much Winter West Productions gets involved in the veterans community and what we do and with Keep the Home Fires Burning and things of that nature. Worksman Cycles has a whole line of bikes dedicated to the Wounded Warrior Project. A minimum of $50 or 10% of all of these bicycles sold goes directly to the Wounded Warrior Project. You have to look at them. They come in like a desert sand khaki. They come in a battleship gray. There's a couple of different models and styles. I would really encourage you, and it's no mistake, it's no accident that we're doing this on, the weekend before Father's Day. One of the things I always enjoyed was getting outside with my kids. And if Dad just doesn't feel like getting out on a bike anymore, maybe it's not Dad. Maybe it's the bike. You ever think of that? Could be. I'm telling you, I'm looking at a big fat cruiser for myself, so I can get out and kind of hang with the grandkids a little bit and go for those bike rides that I used to enjoy that I just can't anymore. And by the way, I happen to know some rather large people that don't ride bikes because they can't find bikes to ride. Again, go on Worksman Cycle and look at them, because they make a heavy-duty bike that will handle you. This is probably one of the better Father's Day gift ideas that we've come up around here, because of the nature of the product and because it's made here, and just because it's one of those things that you carry with you your whole life. It's no accident that the phrase "it's like riding a bike" came about. Nothing's better in the world. Check these guys out. It's a great bunch of folks. By the way, I bring this up too. If you're a fan of New York attitude, call Worksman Cycles and talk to the gal on the phone here. I'm going to pull up numbers here real quick. I called there the other day and I said, I want to send you guys something. I'd like to tell you a little bit about our radio show. Just fax it. Well, okay, should I send it to someone's attention? Nah, just fax it. Well, should I email? Nah, just fax it. Now, these guys must get just inundated with requests and proposals and blah, blah, blah. And they're a probably busy bunch of folks. Do check this company out. I really would strongly urge you to do that. Worksman Cycles. You can find them at the other end of 1-888 3-wheeler or 1-800-BUY-CART. The infamous fax number that you've heard so much about now, 718-529-4803, just in case you want to shoot them off a little something. But definitely jump online and check out worksmancycles.com. And get yourself back out there on not just a bike, but if I say so myself, a damn cool bicycle. And it's American made. It's like GT and the Delaware D's. Whole Wide World Radio Show. We'll be back in a bit.
It's a desert sky.